So guys, the nonsense continues. The BS never ends. The political persecution of my father continues on because a grossly partisan district attorney in New York finally got the Supreme Court to agree to continue their witch hunt by allowing the release of my father's tax returns. Again, this is a district attorney that's been trying to do this for years. A district attorney that when their own team couldn't find anything, they then brought in auditors. When those auditors couldn't find anything, they now go to outside counsel to try to find something in there. Again, guys, the New York Times released the tax returns to an extent, and there was nothing more in there. What more could they learn other than just trying to simply hurt my father? At this point, isn't it just malicious prosecution? At what point do you say, hey, we actually have to put up or shut up? We can't go for years costing millions of dollars of taxpayer money in our vendetta and also millions of dollars from our side defending it. If they can do this to the President of the United States, who can't they do it to? More importantly, who won't they do it to? We've seen this time and time again. Remember when Russia, that was the gospel? That was 100%. Everyone said so in the media. Not so much. Then you had the Ukraine scandal. You had 2 impeachments. You had 1 impeachment. You impeached Donald Trump for being right about Joe Biden and his corruption in the Ukraine. I mean, that's essentially what it was about. But this will never end as long as you have partisan hacks that have no consequences for going after you. The Supreme Court said you can't harass a sitting president. But now that he's out, I mean, I guess you can harass him all you want. But again, if they can do this to Donald Trump, who can't they do it to? Who won't they do it to? This doesn't reek of the American justice system. This sounds like China, where you can politically persecute your enemies. And even if you have nothing, guess what? You can get them to spend millions and millions of dollars defending themselves, and you face no consequence when you're wrong. Even if nothing happens, even if they don't get what they're obviously looking for, they get the win because they get you to spend millions of dollars defending their nonsense. This wouldn't fly if a conservative district attorney did this to a liberal politician. People would lose their minds, but living in the People's Republic of New York, they can get away with it because there is no check and balance. They know they'll probably get a favorable judge and a jury that hates Donald Trump. And so even if the law is right, even if he does nothing wrong, they still go with the mentality that, guess what, we may still get a win because of someone's hatred and not because of a fact set. That's the sickness of where we are these days, guys. We've seen it throughout the entirety of Donald Trump's presidency, where they will try to do whatever they can, and they'll gleefully have a media assist them. They get the PR win because the media will do anything that's against Donald Trump. But guys, at what point in time do they actually have to come up with something rather than just harass someone? At what point do you say, okay, this is a little bit too invasive. This is ridiculous when we know it's only about your political vendetta. And it's a political vendetta against Donald Trump, but more importantly, it's a political vendetta against his supporters. They will go after anyone that stands up to the establishment. They will go after anyone that puts America first over their special interests, over their bureaucracy, over the systems that they've put in place over decades that have allowed them to get rich. And don't forget it, because if they can do it to Trump, they can and they will do it to everyone. Keep watching, guys.